You want my real name?
Yes.
Okay. It's Carl Morgan, and I'm a graphic designer and illustrator. I also run creative festivals, and I do a little bit of teaching too. Zookraft is a design and illustration studio that my partner and I run, and I think I haven't been counting how long we've been doing it for, but it's been over 10 years.
Okay.
So what we do is a lot of graphic design, being, say, corporate ID, like brochures and logos and posters, things like that. A lot of printed material, and we also do a lot of illustration as well.
Mm-hmm.
We like to do things both digitally on the computer and by hand as well.
Yep.
Because that's how we started out, by drawing with textures and crayons and pencils as kids, and we don't want to let that go. So we try to integrate that into our professional practice as much as we can. So we've been going strong now, and it's almost not work because it's fun.
That's the best kind of job.
It is exactly. Yeah. No, it's fun doing it. Yeah. I don't ever have a headache waking up and coming into the studio. Well, now all the programs that we use are digital, and I don't think you can get away with not having an understanding of them.
Yeah.
Being a designer and an illustrator, you just need to know the bare basics at least. But and that being said, there's so much that can be done with digital programs now that they can emulate hand-drawn features, which is both good and bad because it's a cleaner process, but you don't get as much. I guess it's not as a rich process either because you're not making the mistakes that you do when you do by hand, make things by hand. So ultimately, I think we're always going to be doing things by hand. But what it has done, the digital aspect here it's sped up the process a lot. So you can drop in a typeface, or you can change colours, or you can add textures, you can stretch things, and all this stuff very quickly. We have a lot of different kinds of clients. We have a lot of startups, long-established people that want to change their look. Some people that are just looking for traditional graphic design. They just stumble across us and they go, yeah, we'd like to work together. Mm-hmm. And we have all types of different clients, which is good too. There's a whole mixture. They're all good. I think every project can be really fun too. It doesn't have to be a big project, with heaps of money attached to it. As long as someone's open to, coming up with a good idea together, then we can work on something really exciting, I think. So, yeah. When I was teaching at uni, a lot of students said that there wasn't anything happening here for designers and creatives. And
in
a lot
Newcastle?
in Newcastle, yeah. So a lot of them went to Sydney and Melbourne to get that feel. And there was conferences and workshops elsewhere, and we thought, well, why don't we do something similar here? So all we did was we got local designers and creatives and to put on just a small series of talks. And it seemed to go really well, so it evolved from there where later on the art gallery picked us up and they let us have some talks there, and that allowed us to bring in some, interstate guests as well. And it kind of evolved into this organic creative festival that happens every year where we invite some of the movers and shakers from the creative industries, whether it be illustration or design or filmmaking, animation, photography, art, and we bring them along and they can give us their insights and perspectives of their careers. And also we have workshops that are delivered by these people as well. And we get some students to come along and they get to learn firsthand from these professionals. Yeah. And they're some of the best designers, not just in Australia but in the world, I think, come here and put on a really great show, and it's really interesting. We also have the exhibition Look See that happens every year too, where we involve the local community and get them to submit artworks, and we also invite local and international artists and designers as well. So we have this collaborative exhibition where we've got up and coming designers and illustrators alongside established and big guns of illustration and design. It was 2016. We had a business for creatives festival where we had professionals talk about how to promote yourself online and how have a good work ethic and things like that. And last year we talked about the future of design, where we had animators from Animal Logic come in, and we had some fantastic illustrators, Andrew Fairclough from Kindred Studio, and Kelly Thompson came along and gave workshops too. And we also had a kids workshop last year with James Gulliver Hancock and Liz Anelli, and they taught children how to make this big fiery inferno city. I think it was like in an Armageddon setting.
Wow.
Yeah, with burning people and all. It was fantastic. The kids loved it.
Yeah.
As violent as it was awesome. So yeah, so we do things like that every year too. We had that at Pump House last year, and that was really fun. Yeah. What uni taught me was discipline, because there's deadlines there. So you have to get used to playing the game where you've got to get things done by deadline. Because I think if you allow yourself too much time, then things can get drawn out and they're not as exciting anymore. But having that strict deadline of getting things done within a week, you don't have time to double guess yourself, or complicate matters.
Yeah.
So I think that's what I got from uni. Does that answer your question?
Yeah. That's great.
What else I got from uni? Working with people in design as well, I think, because sometimes we can get precious about our ideas, so it's good to have other people to say, no, that doesn't work, and to take that on board, and then you make your work better because of that criticism. My students teach me as much as I teach them. I seriously, I mean, both in an aesthetic sense, because they're always, very fresh when it comes to design. They've got fresh ideas, and technically as well, that they teach me as well. But not only that, being a teacher helps me to articulate what I think, what's going on in my head. So hopefully there's some kind of rapport there where we're helping one another. I've got to say, I really like teaching because it's good being around that atmosphere. We have a studio located in the Hunter Street Mall. It's part of a Renew Newcastle space, and we've been here for almost 10 years now, which is really cool. Yes, Renew Newcastle have been fantastic for us and for the local community, I reckon. I've met so many cool people through Renew Newcastle. They keep on doing a great job, and if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have this space. We'd probably be working at home in our moccasins and starting work at midday. So having a studio like this helps you, really get invested in what you're doing, and be able to knock off at a certain time too. Everyone says that you should have a 5-year plan. I've always had say a 5-day plan, and I pretty much do that. So it's been a very organic process from my education to where I am now. And it's it's a matter of saying yes to certain projects and no to certain other projects, and then before you know it, you've carved out a niche that you didn't even know that you were carving. Yeah. That's me anyway. I'm not sure if you're meant to be more organised. I mean, I think you're supposed to be, but
it's working out for you anyway.
So far, so good. Sure, if you want to get in touch with us, you can always go to our website, zookraft.com.au, or you can check us out on Facebook and Instagram. And I don't mind catching up for cuppers if you ever want to come drop by the studio in Hunter Street Mall. Again?
That's good.
Yeah, that's okay?
Yeah. Go again.
Yeah, that's all right.
Sweet. Yeah.